And here we go, first time at the Quartzsite RV show. We actually found a place to park in the main parking lot, and we're headed to the main entrance. Let's go see what they have here. Welcome back. This is Quartzsite Part 2. This is our first time at the Quartzsite RV show. This was the 2026 RV show. There's a lot of different vendors there. One of the vendors that we came into contact with was Gadgets and More, and we ended up buying an AI Pro solar charging battery pack. And this is Gadgets and More there. Let's just say the product was not what was advertised. It does not work as well as it should, and my own mistake was not looking at reviews before we bought it. And when I looked at reviews, they get extremely poor reviews, and I see why. Just as a suggestion, everybody can make up their own mind. I will not buy anything else from AI Pro or Gadgets and More. Very disappointed. But we continued walking around the show, and they had everything from suspension components to hitches to all kinds of stuff. We also bumped into the Lion Energy booth. And though I didn't buy anything from them on this trip, I highly, highly recommend Lion Energy. I have 3 of their UT1300 batteries in our RV. And I had 2 of them when we went to Alaska, and we had an open neutral. And I got a hold of their customer service. I told them exactly what happened. It was not their battery's fault, but they had me do some testing of the battery. I told them the results, and they shipped me an empty box to put one of the batteries in because they felt the battery management system had gone awry, and they sent me a brand new battery. And I was surprised and overwhelmed by their customer service. And I was actually honestly looking at a cheaper lithium battery, but after that experience with their customer service, I will stick with Lion Energy. They were just a wonderful, wonderful company to do business with. And also on our exploring, we ran into Matt from Matt's RV Reviews and his Liquify booth. I watched a YouTube video of his Liquify waste treatment going up against some of the top brands, including the brand we used to use. And it was amazing watching the tests and how much better the Liquify broke up the waste than the other brands. We have switched to Liquify and have stuck with Liquify. Very happy with Liquify. Again, just our suggestion, if you come across them, haven't given them a try, I would suggest giving them a try. And it wasn't just RV stuff there, though that was the primary focus. We came across booths that had interesting beltless fanny packs that were magnetic and slid into your waistband instead of strapping around so you could actually wear it underneath a t-shirt. We came across food vendors, all kinds of stuff. And of course, the main focus was RV things. I was a little surprised because the amount of boondocking that occurs around Quartzsite, there wasn't more of a specific boondock vibe to a lot of the booths at the show. There was some, but not a whole lot. I would have been interested in seeing the diesel heaters. I'm kind of interested in the possibility of getting one of those for the Tidewood. Did not see any of those around. I was kind of hoping to see Moonshade there because I wanted to get one of their awnings, their Moonshade awnings for our RV. I've got some attachment points on the side of the Tidewood specifically for the standard Moonshade awning, and I was kind of hoping to see them there with a show special. I would have bought their awning there had they been there, but they weren't. And just a few things like that. I was kind of expecting to see more of that tailored because of how many people are doing it, but it was still a decent show. It was fun to go to. Seeing those kind of off-road four-wheel drive trucks with the canopies built in, those are really, really well built. Very, very luxurious inside. Stuff that we probably would never be able to afford, but really neat to look at. And this show is more focused on, you saw BW hitches, hitch locks, those kinds of things, but they did have a few trailers. and we were able to do a couple of walkthroughs of some of the trailers they had on display there. Though I have to say, in all honesty, I've been to the Salem RV show here in Oregon, and RVs to RVs, the Oregon Salem RV show, which we missed this year, has more RVs in it than the Quartzsite RV show. Quartzsite was more of the appliances or the add-ons or the extra equipment, not specifically the RV itself. I know we'll never, I mean, we're not big RV rig people. You can probably tell by the size of the Tidewood, but I still like to walk through them. I still like to see what the RV manufacturers are doing, and I get ideas that I can put into our trailers. This one was really neat to my liking, because I've thought of the idea of buying a piece of land somewhere that's more of a quasi-permanent vacation place, and something like this set up on a permanent basis, more permanent basis. I mean, it's still movable, but I think this is more of like a vacation cabin than it is an RV. And just walking through it, seeing how it's set up, you'll see here in a bit, the loft area for the kids. I've got a couple of grandkids. They would love climbing up here and staying up in Nana and Papa's loft if we were to buy something like this. If we do, it's going to be way down the road because I'd want to pay cash for it, and I don't have near that much money. But I really like this as kind of a on-site type RV versus one you tow all over the place. I liked its layout. I like the looks of it. It's just kind of a cool, like I said, vacation cabin. We've been to Metolius River here in Oregon, and they've got some cabins that kind of strike this similar vibe. And then on our way out of the show, we came across this old ice cream maker, and it was really neat to see work, and I'm going to let you listen to this old thing chug along. And this here is the Quartzsite rock alignment. There's some conflicting stories about why this was put out here. Some folks say it was done in World War II to help guide bomber pilots back to the Quartzsite area airport, and it was put up by the government, and others kind of refute that. I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but from what I found is this is about 100-year-old. It was done in the 1920s. It used to guide early male pilots to a now defunct Quartzsite Field Auxiliary Airfield, and that's what it was for a navigation aid, which kind of makes sense because if it was a military thing, most military bombers fly too high to be able to see anything like that. Yet you're talking early 1920s. The planes would have been smaller, flying at lower altitudes. So a male plane trying to find this location would be a lot more reasonable than a military pilot who's flying a lot higher elevations. Because World War II bomber pilots, they flew at high enough elevations, you would not see this. Even if it was painted brighter colors than the white it looks like it was painted. But it was a real neat thing to see. It's really cool that it's been there that long, and it's still so well preserved. We had a lot of fun wandering around, checking it out, and checking the surrounding area out as well. I think my assumption was right. If you look at some of these rocks, like this one here has paint on it, paint. So I'm pretty sure that all these were painted so they'd be much more visible from the air. Because over here as well, there's more paint left on the rocks, you can see. Even though most of it's wore off. And I see it back on the letters as well. So these used to be painted, and that definitely would make them stand out more. Pretty area up here. I like a lot more trees, but it's still pretty. Lots of cactus. Here we are at the trailhead to the Blouse Intaglio Fisherman. And we're going to go take this trail and check it out. So here we are headed up to the Blouse Fisherman. I may be pronouncing that completely wrong. It's B-O-U-S-E. So this was an intaglio. An intaglio is basically a form of art from the American Indians. Not sure what tribe it is. Don't know how old it is. Don't know who put it there. But it is a scraping in the ground of a fisherman holding a spear. And we could see the fish outlines relatively clear. And at the right angle, you can see the fisherman itself. But it's amazing that they could find this without damaging it with as little as you can see walking up on it. And one of these days, I would love to have a drone, even though I don't know if they allow drones in this area, so that I can get some good shots of things like this and the rock alignment we just showed. But that will be down the road. There you can see the spear tip and the fisherman himself. It's interesting that something like that would last as long out in the desert as it has. And they say it could be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. And it just kind of goes to show that the weather in the desert doesn't really wear on things as much as other places. And this is Intaglio number 2. This is near Q Mountain. This is just, from what I can find, is called the Quartzsite Intaglio. This one, you can see kind of a bigger area right in front of us. If you look at an aerial view, that kind of looks like a fish. And then as I walk around here, you'll see a relatively clear, visible arrow. And these, again, are non-dated, don't know when they were done. And the report is that the bigger arrow on the right, I guess that other piece there looks like an arrow, but I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be. But this bigger arrow supposedly points to the Blouse Fisherman. So we're going to hike Q Mountain. Should be fun. So on the other side of this mountain top, they've painted a giant Q on the hillside. Hence the name Q Mountain. See what kind of views we get from up there. We've seen a lot of cactus around here. This one's got a lot of red on it. I haven't seen one like this before. That's cool. I have no idea what kind it is, but that's cool.
Man, it looks like the barrel cactus we saw earlier. It's just red.
Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. Getting closer to the top. My guess is the wind's going to be worse up there. And we've made it to the top. Quartzsite. And there you can see some white painted rocks. That makes the Q.
Okay, I think you can see it.
They got their hands full. Our boss Camel.
And of course, we had to attend the High Jolly Parade and Camel Palooza. This was actually held 1 week prior to the RV show starting. And this is one of the things Sonja really wanted to see. It wasn't much of a parade. it was kind of ironic that it took as long as it did, because the camels can only move so fast, and some of the other entries move a lot faster. So there was gaps between things. But it was still a fun parade to watch. If you're familiar with him, RV or TV is the gentleman standing there on the sidewalk in front of us with his camera out. He has been filming and putting the whole Quartzsite on YouTube for years, and he's a big personality when it comes to that. He gets thousands of views. So it was kind of cool seeing him there, and it was kind of cool watching the whole parade go down. And as you can see from the rest of this video, we found a lot to do in the Quartzsite area, from climbing Quartzsite Mountain to checking out the Intaglios to the historic Quartzsite rock alignment to museums to the Camel statue, I guess parade, not a parade, it's the tour you can do, go and find all the different camels like we did. And there's other things too that we didn't make it to. There's a Gunny's Military Museum. There is a bubblegum museum. There's several other things that the wonderful folks at the Visitor Center told us about that we didn't manage to make it to this time. But a lot of things that piqued our interest that we had fun doing. I really liked the museum. It was really, really enjoyable. We really liked the Quartzsite rock alignment. And we actually just liked going for short walks away from our camper out into the desert. We got some great pictures of us next to huge saguaro cactuses and things you just don't see in Oregon. And Sonja being such a rock buff, we spent a lot of time cruising around looking for rocks. Brought some rocks home with us. It was a good time. I'm glad that we went to Quartzsite. I'm glad we experienced it. I can say that I'm not sure I'm going to plan another trip down specifically for the Camel Parade, Palooza, and the RV show. As much as we did have fun, this may be just one of those once-in-a-lifetime things. I'm glad we did it. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of things to do. And it was just a good time to be in a lot warmer climate and just get a chance to relax a little bit more than usual. So that was nice in and of itself. I hope you all enjoyed our little tour of Quartzsite, and stay tuned because Sonja has some fabric to look at a quilt store. So we'll be looking at that here shortly.
If you want to. You're right. I won't let him run over you. You got something you'd like to say? Come on. Keep walking. How about you? Hey, Cindy. You want to add anything? I've seen them in silly house drinking. They were not this fast. Dancing, karaoke. Must be the early morning stuff. Camels are Camel Palusi, and Little Lucia. Instructed this year from local material sourced right here in Quartzsite, son. Hey, voted for Sonny. He's not partial, is he? When Sonny pulled in the parking lot this morning, a transmission line came off. That big puddle of bucks, you can get yourself a brick. And do those go into the entrance, going into the museum? So there you go. Support the museum. Let's hear you.
Good morning. They're on the way.
Who knew there was that much talent? All right. Here we are. Town of Quartzsite. The Camel Express. Camel Express. If you need to get somewhere, she can get you there fast. Isn't that right? Hey, does it cost anything to use Quartzsite Camel Express? What's it cost? $3, and that'll take me what, to Parker? Yeah, see that? $8 to Parker, so that's pretty cheap. $3 to town, $8 to Parker. All right. For them camels.
Hey, you lost your hump.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, these were funny looking ones, but
Yeah,
we
where's
still
the
like
hump?
them.
You lost weight. Lost weight.
Check it out. You know what it is? Is it hungry or has it got a pot? Just a tad bit nervous. Okay. All right. Thank you guys very much for being here. Top of the morning. How are you? Great job with those camels. You all dressed period correct and everything. And a couple of horses too. You got just a second, tell me what's up.
Well, we got these guys from Las Vegas.
That's very good. And thank you very much for coming that far to participate.
Hopefully that's June next day.
Hi, baby. I know, we're best friends now.
Welcome to the Prickly Pearadise Quilts in Goodyear, Arizona. This was a fun excursion that we took on one of the days that we were waiting for all the other stuff that was supposed to go on the weekend. We took the time to come over here and check out a quilt shop. This was a lot of fun. It was nice to be able to just go in and look at a fabric store for a while, pet the fabric. It's a really cute little shop. So much pretty stuff to look at. Beautiful samples, beautiful quilt kits, all the notions, all the things that you would need. It's a very well-stocked shop. It was a nice place to visit. Always the hard part is trying to figure out which fabric am I going to buy. I liked the feel of the shop. It felt like it had a good selection of modern fabrics, but it didn't feel so modern that I didn't like it, because there are a lot of modern quilts I don't like. But this felt like it was a really good balance. They had stuff there that I think just about anybody would like, whether you're a modern quilter or more traditional. Really good color wall. It's pretty much almost the length of the one side of the shop. I also liked that it seemed to have not an emphasis on things that were Southwest, but it was apparent there. Like you could find things if you were looking for something that would be kind of Southwest themed, but it didn't feel like that's the only thing the shop was about. I thought that was a really nice balance as well. So I'll let you enjoy looking at the rest of the shop, and then I'll be back in a little bit to show you what fabric I bought. Okay, so we went to the Prickly Pearadise Quilt shop, which I really liked. And this was actually kind of funny because there have been a number of times in the past that I have gone into a shop with kind of a preconceived idea of, oh, I want to find fabric that has this on it or that on it. I'm looking for that particular type of fabric because it's somehow related to what we were doing or the state we were in or whatever. And I don't think it's ever worked out. I think I've gone in thinking, oh, this will be easy, I'll find this. And then I go in there and it's like, nope, not that, nothing similar. I don't know what I'm going to do. But this time I had decided I wanted to get something with cactus on it because I was just fascinated by the cactus that we saw while we were in Arizona. And it actually worked out. I found cute cactus fabric with little owls on it. And that was even a plus because when we were camping, I actually heard a great horned owl the first night. And then I heard another owl a couple nights later. So it was kind of fun to be able to find cactus with owls. I think that's a really good color for Arizona too. And I was just really excited that it worked out that I found something that I had actually been thinking of. So, and I also thought it was neat. Their little bags have their logo on them, but they also have business card, sticker, and a pen that was already in the bag. So you got it as kind of a little extra goodie. And I thought that was really neat. So that's my fabric for Arizona.